Good morning. You're in the cheap seats.
Solid intro.
A bright sunny morning outside of Joe Ryan Country Financial, located 509 Pulaski Street in historic downtown Lincoln, right across from the courthouse, Joe. So
Thank you, Joe, for bringing out the tent for us.
yes,
It's nice, isn't it?
sunny. You know, we go to
You guys are pale.
We go to Blow No Smoke last week. They go get us a big old canopy, you know, to keep the sun off of us. And
You know what? Tell you the truth, there might even be a tent in that back room back there.
he doesn't
He
know
says
what's
we're
back
pale. This from the guy that never golfs.
Well, my left arm is very tan from driving, so if I could just drive backwards, would be good. Phone lines are open, guys. 737-3791.
Speaking of sports, there's Sam Knox
Sam
riding by.
Knox, he's the leader of the sports, the AD. Lincoln on his bike. Lincoln High School
Got the
AD.
family
Got the
out.
kids out biking,
Nice.
being fit. We have a couple of tickets to the races. $10 admission tickets, 2 of them, to Lincoln Speedway, good for any race this year. You have to answer this trivia question that Jake, the furniture guy Johnston, brought to my attention, and it's on the subject of the MLB draft, which we're going to talk about after we give this question away. So you're going to call 737-3791 to win these tickets. Question is, who was the first pick of the MLB draft, that's a Major League Baseball draft, 20 years ago? The first pick 20 years ago,
1993.
1993. Who was the first pick? Call 737-3791. Give us that answer. You're going to win a couple tickets to the Lincoln Speedway races. $10 a
Lincoln?
piece. Huh?
Is he from Lincoln?
He is not from Lincoln. He is far from Lincoln. But speaking of Lincoln, there was a draft yesterday, guys, and a individual from Lincoln was in that draft. Ryan Aper, 6th round pick, 172nd overall, went to the Florida Marlins. How exciting is that?
What a big deal. That's a big deal. You know, I grew up around, or, you know, went to high school with Terry, and I know that Ryan's worked hard to get that far. Very athletic. You know, his mom and dad were athletes. But, you know, to get to that level, you've done something special. So that's a big deal.
Ryan Aper went to Lincoln Land, played baseball there 2 years, led the Division II junior college in home runs. He had 17 home runs and was 3rd with 51 stolen bases. Just kind of looking over the scouting report that, you know, the MLB scouts have. They say Aper's very athletic, which we all know. He has solid tools, but the scouts aren't completely sold on his hitting. You can improve on hitting. You're hitting 17 home runs in Division II baseball.
Yeah.
What's there to doubt? You know, he has room to develop. He has room. Obviously, everybody has room to improve.
Once you get to that level, also the training regimen they do is completely different.
And-
I mean, it has,
It's not like ours.
Absolutely. Well,
No.
it's a lot like mine.
Well, that's going to be his job. You know, right now he's going to school and playing baseball. He is committed to Middle Tennessee State to play baseball. But when you're drafted by a pro team, that's your future. That's your job. That's what you're concentrating on. Right now he's concentrating on baseball and schoolwork. So now it's going to be more focused on let's get our hitting skills down. I guess he's a heck of a center fielder. Obviously
Good
very
speed.
fast with 51 stolen bases.
He's quick.
We all know he's an athlete. We've seen him come up through, you know, the years playing baseball. I wish he would have been on the basketball court. I know he played when he was younger, but you know, honed his skills in on baseball.
We could have used him in football.
Well, yeah. But he could have.
I'm pretty sure any uni he would have put on in Lincoln would have been.
And you drop him back to a safety, and he can make plays.
Or a middle linebacker, outside linebacker, big and strong, fast. But that's got to be very exciting. I like to get him on, you know, on the show.
I talked to his
in the
dad
next-
this morning, and he's in Springfield, so we can arrange to get him here.
Let's not
some
do
point
it
in time.
next weekend because I won't be here. I want to be part of that. I want to hear the whole experience because I know there's a picture online with him and his dad at Wrigley Field. They went up there for some, I don't know,
For tryout or something.
pre-draft rankings with some of the scouts, and I know he's a Cub fan.
Oh, yeah.
They're Cub fans, and it would have been nice if he went to the Cubs. That would have been a dream come true because who is a youngster? I mean, everybody. When you're a youngster, what's your dream? To play professional sports. Well, he is. I wouldn't say one step closer. He's many steps closer because
he's right there.
you go in the 6th round, 172nd pick, and that's nationwide. That's even people out of Dominican,
All he has to do is sign that
everywhere.
contract. So,
And he's only 2 years out of high school, where some of these guys have been playing baseball for 4 years in college. So he's got some big decisions to make coming up. Does he go to college? Does he go to Middle Tennessee State, or does he? I guess that's
You take that money.
well, absolutely.
Well,
but in baseball, you can do both.
Yeah.
Just
you
because
can
you
do
have
one
an
or the other.
agent and just because you say you're going professional baseball, that doesn't mean that you can't still go to college. You can back out of that and get your degree, and then I don't know.
Well, now it's slotted, so it's not. You're going to get a certain amount of money. You know where you're going to be. So, I mean, he probably knows right now if he's going to go to college or not. To be honest, I mean, it's not really a guessing game like it used to be, where a 6th-round guy could get the same money as what a 1st-round guy does. It's totally different now.
Well, I was looking over some stats, and 162 players that are on MLB rosters right now were drafted the 10th round or later.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Being the 6th round, that's not a sure thing by no means, because what they talk is if you don't go 1st and 2nd round, as you get later, you don't have that 5-tool skill set, hitting, throwing, running. But you're going to have at least, I would say, 3 out of the 5, to be drafted that high. And with an athletic kid like that, there's
Well,
wide
and
open
and some of his tools
improvement.
are much higher.
Yeah.
And he's actually was considered as kind of a value pick. They thought he was signable, which, I mean, it looks like he probably will be from, what I'm reading and whatnot. But, yeah, it looks pretty solid. And he'd be in an organization that uses young talent
Absolutely.
for one reason or the other. They'll use him for trade as well, but mainly they develop them and bring them up through their organization.
And that's an organization right now that's struggling. They're
Absolutely.
looking for that young talent, and they're looking for that young talent to come up quick, because right now they have that new stadium. It's only a year old, and they're just, they went out and spent all that money when that stadium opened on, Burley, Reyes. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what their payroll was, but it had to be well over $200 million, and they just dumped all that.
Dumped it. Yeah.
And now
I'm
they're-
amazed when I turn on a ball game or watch ESPN and you see highlights of baseball games. It is June, the first week of June, and the places are empty.
Oh, yeah.
They're-
I mean,
it's amazing.
It depends on what team you're watching.
Unless
It
the
does.
Cubs are there.
Well, I mean, they're going to go watch the Cubs. Historically, everyone loves a loser. They all want to root for an underdog. You know what I mean? But
I disagree with that completely.
but you watch some of those big ballparks. There's 14, 15,000 people watching the game,
Yeah.
and it's June. It just seems didn't used to be like that. I don't
Yeah.
think.
No,
I mean,
it used to, games weren't televised the way they are now.
That's true,
You got
too.
MLB Network, and until they start, maybe what the NFL does. If you don't have enough fans, you're getting blacked out. We're not putting you on the air because people
And they'll
are
never do
just
that in
sitting
baseball.
home. No, they won't,
No.
because they can't.
They've got too many games.
Too
and,
many.
Yeah,
and it's It's all about
Yes.
the revenue.
that's exactly right.
But you got to get the fans out there, but you got to have a winning product to put on the field, which Royce, the Cub fans are.
either that or you have a place like Wrigley Field.
It's just
basically
a
a giant
store.
beer
Yeah.
garden.
Talking about a winning product. How much? What can you get into a St. Louis Cardinal baseball game? What's the minimum?
That's
$50.
That's another thing I was going to say. It gets
actually,
pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, at the Cardinal games, they do different things. And this recent road trip, more games they won, they took $1 off these special tickets.
Ooh, a
I
buck?
think. Well, keep in mind.
Wow.
These
I've got
seats-
$1 off coffee today up here.
These seats
free.
started at like
It's free.
$15, and they backed them down with the wins they got. I think it was back down to $6.
Really?
So $6 a ticket. That's pretty cheap.
That
trip
is
for your
$6
kids.
Well,
this tea
but then
is
you go
cheap.
in the
Yeah.
ballpark and you're paying $6 for a hot dog.
Absolutely.
And
Well,
$10 for a
$6
cold beverage, and
You must have found a stand. I
a
didn't
big
see.
thing of cotton
was gonna-
candy for $8 that cost them a dime to make. And you think you
Jesus.
get a deal
Now he's trying to answer the questions that the world don't have answers to.
I know. I'm
You
just
come on.
I know it's frustrating, but I would go to a lot more games. But buying the ticket's not the end of it. It's
Sure.
getting in the ballpark and Sonny
well, not
next
to
to you.
mention
Dad,
you
I'm
have to drink
hungry.
about 10 beers.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, and you would think
that's
being
kind of an
Busch
issue.
Stadium,
Yeah.
you get some kind of discounted beer sales
You
because
would think
the
so.
brewery's
I,
just
th- I
down
think
the
they
road.
had to recoup that cash that they just paid for the naming rights,
Yeah,
though. But
that's
that's me,
true.
maybe.
But yeah, I mean, if
InBev's in there now somewhere, aren't they?
I've been to
InBev?
I've been to the new Busch Stadium, a couple times, and it's nice.
That's real
So
nice.
much
but
nicer
nothing
than
beats
Wrigley.
Wrigley.
Oh, it's so
the
much nicer than
atmosphere,
Wrigley.
absolutely.
Wake up.
You know
What,
what?
are you
Wrigley is
kidding
awesome.
me?
Really, I'm not
See,
a Cub fan, but
there
Wrigley
you
is
go.
awesome.
Wrigley's
the problem
okay.
is getting in it, getting out of it,
Yeah,
and going to the
can't get
bathroom
out of
at it.
You've got
Yeah.
giant poles in the middle of it. You got these. The whole thing smells like urine.
It does. It needs help, but it is very
I'm not
cool.
s- yeah, I'm just
No.
saying the atmosphere.
Yep,
It's
it
a
is.
good time.
They need to close that thing and make it a softball park.
Well, that's mean. Now listen,
Wow.
everyone
That's
got a
mean,
rifle
he
aimed at you
says.
now, he's sitting in the middle.
Yeah, look for the.
Don't hit one of us other big guys.
No, we got some runners crossing here. Here comes the speedster. Dude, that
Dude.
dude sprinted the whole
It's
thing.
Sam Knox coming through again. Look at him showing off.
There's Sam and the kids riding the bikes. And what's that guy's name? Jackson Johnson?
Jackson Johnson.
Man, he just
Not to be confused with Michael Jackson.
he took off
Or
when, that,
Action
when that
Jackson.
gun went off. He was sprinting,
He was
guys.
sprinting,
And I thought, well, he's going to last about 3 or 4 blocks, and he's going to. And then we're
He's
sitting
done,
here
what,
interviewing
9 minutes,
Pastor
10
Joe
minutes?
Brazino, and we look up, and he's crossed already.
Yeah, what was that, 10 minutes, I think, or something like that? 12 minutes.
That's the way I would have ran it. 3 or 4 blocks, then jumped
Yep.
into an alley and was done. And you guys would all talk.
I think
man.
he got in the back of a
Yep.
pickup or something. Or he had a motorcycle sitting there waiting. But no, Vanessa Comnick, she finished not too far behind him, and they're starting to cross finish right now. Looks like they get a little bag of goodies when they cross, and
Oh, yeah.
got some
been-
other festivities going on down here, downtown historical Lincoln. Okay, we need to take another commercial time out. We come back, we're going to have Teresa Oltmans on air. She's going to talk about some Lady Railer fundraising that's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get all of her knowledge. And you guys got to get down here. It's a great day. The runners are running, and we're sitting here talking.
Oh, yeah, the tent's
Eating
over there.
donuts.
Yeah, you're in the cheap seats, 96.3 WLCN online.com.